From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Friday, May 15th, 2026. I'm Steve Prentice. G7 countries release AI software bill of materials guidance. Agencies from the US, Canada, Japan, Germany, France, Italy, and the United Kingdom, the G7, along with European Union countries, have now published the Software Bill of Materials for AI. A Software Bill of Materials, or SBOM, is a detailed, machine-readable manifest that catalogs every component, library, dependency, and module incorporated into a software product to provide full transparency into its composition. This document aims to, quote, help public and private sector organizations enhance transparency in their AI systems and supply chains, end quote, making it easier to track vulnerabilities and reduce risks. Dell confirms its SupportAssist software causes Windows blue screen of death crashes. The company has confirmed that this SupportAssist software is causing the crashes on some Windows systems. This follows a flood of user reports about random reboots that have been affecting Dell devices since Friday. Version 5.5.16.0 of the Dell SupportAssist remediation service is responsible for this series of crashes, and the company says it is working towards a resolution. An easy workaround, they say, is to simply disable the Dell SupportAssist remediation service or uninstall it. Dirty Frag 2, Electric Boogaloo. Its sequel arrives as Fragnesia. Following up on a story we covered on Tuesday, it appears the Linux kernel vulnerability called Dirty Frag, which itself was a follow-up on the copy fail bug, is now returning as Fragnesia, Fragnesia, a Linux kernel local privilege escalation flaw. This flaw, quote, allows unprivileged users to gain root access by corrupting page cache memory, and it now has its own CVE number. According to researcher Hyun-Woo Kim, who discovered Dirty Frag, this Fragnesia bug emerged as an unintended side effect of patches shipped to fix the original Dirty Frag vulnerabilities. Ransomware campaigns increasingly turn to threats of physical violence. According to a report from security firm Semperis, in as many as 40% of global ransomware attacks in 2025, the criminals in charge of the attacks threatened to physically harm members of staff who refused to pay their ransom demand. This number is even higher in the US at 46%. This technique is made easy for hackers who often gain access to PII, allowing them to call individuals at work, quoting their home addresses, social security numbers, and other types of personal data. In other cases, the violence is not threatened against people, but against machinery, such as demonstrating their control by turning devices such as robots and conveyor belts on and off, actions that could easily lead to injuries or even death. In most cases, according to an FBI report, the hackers who make these threats are young, between 17 and 25 years old, and work for or are recruited by financially motivated gangs. Huge thanks to our sponsor, Doppel. Social engineering attacks look trustworthy. A routine request, an internal email, a familiar face on a call. But Doppel sees through the disguise. Their AI-native platform detects and disrupts attacks across every channel while training employees to recognize deepfakes and deception. They fight relentlessly to protect your business, brand, and people. Doppel, outpacing what's next in social engineering. You can learn more at doppel.com, that is DOPPEL.com. UK moves to shield security researchers in cybercrime law rewrite. The British government announced on Wednesday its intention to rewrite key cybercrime laws after, quote, years of warnings that outdated legislation was hindering security researchers and weakening the country's cyber defenses, end quote. This rewrite would be an update of the Computer Misuse Act of 1990, intended to address a long-running complaint that its cybercrime law no longer reflects the realities of modern defensive security work. It was written, quote, before the rise of cloud computing, ransomware gangs, cryptocurrency laundering, and the modern cybersecurity industry." End quote. Researchers and industry groups have argued for years that the law's broad, unauthorized access provisions can create legal uncertainty around legitimate activities such as vulnerability research, penetration testing, and threat intelligence operations. End quote. Microsoft closes in on its own annual vulnerability record. Adding to a story covered yesterday regarding Microsoft's M- vulnerability tool, it should also be noted that last Tuesday, Patch Tuesday, the company issued patches for more than 130 security vulnerabilities, putting it on pace to break its own annual record. Representatives acknowledged that, quote, AI tools are driving a surge in vulnerability discovery across the industry, end quote. Microsoft has already patched more than 500 vulnerabilities in 2026, and Tom Gallagher, Vice President of Engineering at Microsoft's Security Response Center, said in a blog post, quote, "The company expects releases to continue trending larger." End quote. Kongtuke hackers use Microsoft Teams for corporate breaches. Initial access broker Kongtuke has, quote, moved to Microsoft Teams for social engineering attacks, taking as little as 5 minutes to gain persistent access to corporate networks, end quote. This is done by tricking users into pasting a PowerShell command that delivers a remote access Trojan. Initial access brokers like Kongtuke then sell company network access to ransomware operators who use it to deploy file theft and data encrypting malware. A central element to this campaign is cybercriminals using Teams to reach out to company employees, pretending to be IT and help desk staff. AI hallucinations are creating real security risks. AI hallucinations are introducing serious security risks into critical infrastructure decision-making by exploiting human trust through highly confident yet incorrect outputs. This highlights a major weakness in AI, specifically it lacks a mechanism to recognize uncertainty, instead generating a most probable response based on patterns in its training data. According to the artificial analysis organization's AA Omniscience benchmark, 36 out of 40 AI models tested were found to be, quote, more likely to provide a confident, incorrect answer than a correct one on difficult questions, end quote. As AI takes on a larger role in cybersecurity operations, organizations, quote, must treat every AI-generated response as a potential vulnerability until a human has verified it, end quote. A link to the AA Omniscience report is available in the show notes to this episode. If you have some thoughts on the news from today or about this show in general, please be sure to reach out to us at feedback@cisoseries.com. We would love to hear from you. I'm Steve Prentice, reporting for the CISO Series.
Cybersecurity headlines are available every weekday. Head to CISOseries.com for the full stories behind the headlines.